Hey yo, MTV, welcome to my crib. What do I say? I am too tall for this camera. I'm gonna crouch. Gonna keep a low squat the entire time. Alright, let's go see where the magic happens. You gonna come? Oh, but I don't have a cameraman. Let's just... Here we go. This can go up here. There's no way that can end badly. Alright, so this is, ignoring the tripod in the background, this is my bedroom. So an important thing about being a YouTuber is ease of use and comfort. So I run everything out of here. Now, I did a setup under $1,000 video a couple months ago, some period of time ago, and a bit has changed since then. I got a new computer. I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit. We installed the shelves back here in the last video, and we installed the shelves in that video, but we have since decked it out and turned it into a whole thing on the channel. And yeah, I'm gonna quit awkward rambling, and we're just gonna get into it. So let's off of this. Here, let's sit in the chair. My leg. Hooked it on the corner of the desk. So before this video starts, today's addition to the shelf is actually something I've had on my desk for a few years now. It's this. It's a Roman gladiator helmet from Rome. It was a gift from my sister when she came back from Italy. And I ran out of space on my desk after the upgrades I made the other day. So it's time to move this up here. Right there. Since we're on the topic of the shelf, let's start our setup tour back here on the shelf. Actually, scratch that. We are going to start with this thing. This is the controller for our LED lights here in the background. Somehow that worked first try. So our shelves are a series of 7 parts. 5. Anyways, whenever somebody sends us fan art or I just get something super fun and fancy, it'll show up here on the shelf. I'll say it in the video. Let's explore the shelves a little bit. I'm gonna fall over. So first on the small shelves up here, we have our Roman gladiator helmet, which we just installed today. Installed, why do I keep saying installed? And this takes up pretty much the entire shelf. And wow, this shelf is kind of wobbly. Is this too heavy for this? Let's hope not. And going just down from here is our little nerdy birdies. These have been here for the channel since pretty much we started doing gaming on the channel. But you wouldn't have seen it, but it was on my old desk when it was downstairs before this fancy setup. My tripod in the background looks like it's stalking me. Anyways, but yeah, they've been around since the beginning, so they had to have some form of recognition here on the shelf. There's a bunch of Amiibo throughout the shelf, but right here is the ones I like to present the most because Star Fox used to be my old favorite game. So they are presented along with my personal avatar character, drawn in an anime style. This was done by one of my friends a couple years ago. And now going down a little bit, I feel really bad. I don't remember the name of the Star Wars character, but there is a Star Wars character. Alex is gonna destroy me when I post up this video. And right next to it, facing towards the wall, is Miles Morales from the new PS5 game. And the cool thing about these is they're both bobbleheads, so they do this. Oh, I knocked over Miles. I love it. Next we have a couple of Mario Amiibo. We have an Among Us figure that my sister used to sell on her Etsy. And this abomination. This is a stop motion figure that I made of myself while I was concussed a few weeks ago. He doesn't have eyes. He haunts my soul. And then behind it is a painting that my sister did a few years ago. Now let's bump it up. Fortnite Omega Funko Pop. Down is the green theme. We have our little Minecraft ducky. He's so cute. He's also been around since pretty much the beginning of the channel. We have a little creeper painting in the background that was for my 12th birthday, I think. A Figma Link. I have a bunch of other Figma figures, but Link is the one that I'm presenting right now because he's the most well-known, and of my figures, he's the best one. We're totally gonna ignore the complete misprint on his face. This also haunts me in my dreams. And finally, we have a beautiful painting by my girlfriend. I absolutely love this, and I put it back on the shelf immediately after I got it. So it has white roses on them, and it is my favorite flower, as she knows, my single favorite addition to the shelf. And we have an empty one because this one's broken. Also, you may have noticed we have these bass traps in the background. This is almost the only form of acoustic treatment we have in here. So if you, well, obviously not this video because I'm not using a mic, because I don't know where it is. But if you like the audio in my regular videos, it's all thanks to this and the microphone we're going to talk about in a few minutes. And now over here at the desk, we have a 2-monitor setup here. We do have a 3rd monitor over in that box right there. We are not using it due to space. So the first one we have is a Samsung monitor. Go ahead and ask me what monitor it is. I would not be able to tell you in a million years. And over here we have a new addition. This one is an Asus monitor we've had for a while. I replaced the LG monitor that I've been using for a while. That has also been here since the very beginning. It was actually my first monitor. That one is now gone. We have upgraded to this. It is way wider, so I have a better display. And you might notice up here, this is our little janky webcam that I use whenever I'm not using this thing to record videos. Now, these monitors have been really good for editing because they have very crisp, clear colors. The camera doesn't really do it justice, but like they're so crisp. And I actually do a lot of renders. If you like really cool CG stuff, go check out my Instagram. I post it on my main account at Ethan_Gmvm. And if you want more updates about the channel, you can go to @Gmvm_productions_YT. I messed that up, but I'm going to fix it in post. My VFX brain just destroyed me. So now straying away from the monitor, down here, my keyboard and my mouse are both from a company I don't know much about, but it's called Habit Gaming. There's so much dust on that. So it's from the Magic Eagle series. It served me well for a good few years now. Down here we have my Jbl headsets. These ones are Bluetooth, which I find very good for when I'm working on videos because I don't have to be tethered down to the computer, so I'm free to move around, wiggle, do all that. And they've served me very well for the past few years. I am looking to replace them though because they are on-ear headphones. They're a little uncomfortable. Well, scratch that. They're comfortable in most ways, but when you wear glasses, they're not very good on your ears. And speaking of comfort, we have our little mouse pad here. This has a squishy pad for your wrist. This is actually mostly gone down, so it's not super helpful now, but to remedy that are these. So these are copper infused compression gloves. I've worn them on a few streams. Basically, they keep proper pressure on your hand so you can avoid things like carpal tunnel and all that jazz. It's been super helpful when doing long editing sessions. You don't lose grip, so you can use it for gaming and other things. And these are a lifesaver. One of the most popular parts is audio. Let me just take off this thing. So in here we have the MXL 440. I unboxed this on a video a while ago, and this is actually from my most viewed video. Don't know why, but apparently it shows up in the recommended of a lot of other tech channels. The sound sounds super crisp when you use it with a good interface, and I have it on my BM800 shock mount, but I'm hoping to replace soon because this shock mount kind of sucks. Basically, this mount, so it's holding its position very well, you see here, but every now and then the mount back here, the screw will go loose and this entire rig will fall and smack against the desk. It gives me chills every single time. I absolutely hate it. But remember earlier when I said acoustic treatment stuff? This right here, let's slide that back on, is the Eltron PF8. It's basically a cheaper equivalent of the Chaotica eyeball. It's a reverb chamber with a pop filter built in. And now this doesn't block all sound reflections because it reflects all around the room and it comes back. It absorbs everything from the back, so nothing is getting in from the back of the microphone. I'm not getting too much feedback. New tally, how many times can I say back in a sentence? Helps a lot with reverb. My sound quality went up a lot when I got this. And at the same time I got this, I also got the next part. We're still on the topic of audio. This is the Behringer Umc 22. Yes, I got the name right first try. So this right here is an audio interface, as I'm pretty sure I said 5 seconds ago. This one has one mic input, as well as this mic input alters as a, I forget the size thing, but the plug that you use for guitars. And we have an instrument line in here, right here. Now that also works as a guitar input, so you can input to guitars or whatever instrument uses that input. And it has two controls here, one for each one. And on the back it has a phantom power switch, so this supplies phantom power to this microphone. If you don't know, cardioid microphones require a certain level of phantom power The only thing is, it records in stereo. You know when you listen to those 8-dimensional videos where the sound kind of goes through each side? So it records this side on the left side and it records this one on the right channel. And that's very good for audio mixing, so it's not all jumbled together and you can isolate them if you record them at the same time. But the only thing is, if you only use one, it's only gonna record on one side. So you have to do a couple things with making your recording a mono recording. I'm not gonna get into that stuff today. Too much detail. Gives me super crisp sounds out of this microphone. I get very little like static noise while using this. Now during our transition into the next part, I would like to take a second to recognize what this dude's wearing. This dude is wearing our channel's merch, and if you would like to do that too, link is in the description to our merch, designed by the absolute amazing Trickster's Art. With an amazing glitch art design, you too can look absolutely epic while supporting the channel. And all the funds from the merch goes back into the channel to making sure that your guys' experience is better every time. So while on the topic of audio and music, I'd like to present these. These are some of my more prized possessions. These are a little bit more expensive. So this is the Akai MPK Mini Mark II. This right here is a MIDI keyboard, and I'm actually planning on doing a video with this, actually a gaming video. Might sound crazy, but check it out when that comes out. I'm working on the code for that right now, and you'll hear more about that very soon. So this one has the obvious option to use as a keyboard, as well as it has drum pads. So you can actually map this so that you're using drums and keyboard at the same time. And I'm planning on doing a couple of videos using that to do some really cool loops. And up here we have the Novation Launchpad Mark II. And now this is a little older. This one has been pretty much around since the beginning of the channel. Once again, 64 keys, 8 channels. This thing is amazing. This is like a couple $100 when I got it. And it's a very useful music making tool. But if you're doing scales and more intricate chords, this thing is key. But you may be wondering, hey Ethan, the screens are very hard on your eyes. How do you do this all the time? Here's the secret. I don't. Why do you think I haven't uploaded in a while? Just kidding. These right here, the Major League Gaming gun art glasses, something I used to use all the time. Basically, these have a blue light filter in them. It keeps your eyes safe for long sessions of gaming and editing. But these also got pretty awkward to use when wearing headphones because of the shape of the arms on them. Let me show you. These feel really loose compared to my glasses. So you see how these are curved on the side? So you have to push these right into your head, and it still pokes up a little bit. Like you're not gonna get it perfect without like deforming the arms on them. This metal part digs into your ears when you wear headphones, as well as when you wear headphones, it pushes them out like this. And then they tend to wobble around or poke into stuff, and it's not a great experience. So if you are like super into editing and stuff and you do long sessions at the computer, just put a blue light filter on your computer. Like, very easy to find in the settings. It should be like night shift or something like that. It saves your eyes, makes sleep way easier. So here, displayed on a broken MacBook case, is actually the generations of controllers that we've used on the game, on the channel. So this was the first one that we used all the way back in the day, like first Rocket League videos. This is an Xbox 360 controller. It's wireless. It comes with a receiver, and that was very good for starting off. This one right here is also Bluetooth, but I never actually used it for Bluetooth, but we'll get into that in a second. Then I got an Xbox One controller. That was because of these controller grips. These controller grips are actually very nice. I haven't gotten a whole lot from that sponsorship besides people thinking I'm a little bit more professional. The controller that we use for most of the time on the channel, I got this one in Toronto. It was on sale, so I copped it. It has a very interesting color scheme on it. Quite a while. The port on this one stinks. Also, my right bumper stopped working. After a lot of complaining, in came this one. Now this one is a PowerA controller based off an Xbox body. It has this very cool design on it, and it has rear triggers that I have not mapped yet, as well as the port. It keeps the cord in very well. Like, it doesn't come loose while I'm playing games. This feels so smooth in the hands. So that is the generation of controllers we have here. You can see here I have a little Gmvm Productions logo sticker on this. It was amazing. I used to put like hockey tape on the thumbsticks here and use them as like controller grips. It was nice for like a day until the sweat made the adhesive come loose a little bit, and then your fingers would stick to it all the time. So ignoring my super poor cable management back here, we have my new beast of a computer. Okay, so looking into my computer, everything is RGB controlled. I would like to add, I'm gonna get more to that in a little bit, but everything is RGB controlled. So we're only gonna list off the super cool parts. So right back here, if you see those little strips of orange, those are my G.Skill Trident Z 16GB RAM, 3000 megahertz, and they look sick. The MSI GTX 970 graphics card that I have in here, things in Thunder, renders super fast compared to my old one. So I was using like some sort of AMD one. I am not AMD's biggest fan right now. Our cooling fan is definitely a fan of AMD. Oh, that was a lame joke. Corsair CX650M power supply, as well as we have a Ryzen 5 3600 in the back somewhere. But yeah, as I said, this whole thing is RGB controlled, so here on the case there's a small square button up there, and that controls the lights on the fans, and there is a bunch of different combinations on that. And obviously the one that I have picked switches between blue and white, which are the channel colors if you've been around here for like 5 seconds. The RAM, it's orange right now, but that can be controlled through RGB. See that little strip of white right there? That is also RGB controlled, so that can all be controlled inside of the computer. There's one more thing that I'd like to say is my Wacom Intuos drawing tablet has been so amazing for doing a lot of things. I have this one set up specifically for Blender, so it does a lot of the controls that you'll see here. So if I click the first button here, we have front view. We do the second one, we have side view, which is in the rocks right now, so you can't really see much. And if I click the third one, it goes to top view, and then the fourth one, which I'm not going to click, is Control Z. As well as here on the pen, clicking down obviously acts as click, so I could go over into rendering, back to layout, modeling, sculpting, all that stuff. I can switch those with the pen. And then this first one right here acts as right click, so if I go here, you can see that it pops up my thingy. And then my top one acts as middle click so that I can scroll around in here. But on the channel, I don't do a lot of stuff with Blender. Everything that I edit is here in HitFilm Express, as well as over here you might be able to see I am working on Chaos City episode 3 right now. Chaos City episode 3 is on the way, as well as if you're wondering how I make my thumbnails, it's all the way over here in GIMP. No, I'm just kidding, I do that in HitFilm too. Basically, I edit them as if they're a video, like a composite shot, and then I export a frame. Very stupid way of doing it, but I do not care what you think. So yeah, that is a look into the behind the scenes here at Gmvm Productions HQ. It's such a stupid name to come up with. I use all of this on a daily basis, and I also use it for videos too, which is not on a daily basis because I am very bad with time. But I'm looking to get more into videos. I did 2 weeks in a row this time. 3 weeks in a row, actually. I did that announcement like 2 weeks ago. So streams are gonna come as soon as summer rolls around. I'm still doing classes online, but you are gonna be seeing more of me very soon, whether you want it or not.
Did you know when they were filming Night at the Museum, the monkey pooped on Robin Williams?
A couple of projects I'm working on. One is that MIDI keyboard gaming video. You're gonna see how that turns out hopefully soon. I am very bad with code, as in I know nothing about code, so I am looking for code on Stack. We're doing that Chaos City contest now, so if you want to be featured in a video, when Chaos City episode 3 comes out, film your reaction, and I'm going to be compiling all the reactions into one video. We have a subreddit. If you want to be put back here on the shelf, and I do not mean in the creepy serial killer type way, you can submit your own fan art and memes to the subreddit r/Gmvm Productions. Post something to there. I would love to see anything that you guys would post there, as well as if I get enough submissions, I will do videos going through the subreddit. But yeah, hopefully see you guys next week. Bye! I'm not covering the full lens. I don't want to smudge the... Fine, cut to black.